Welcome to Ole Walls house. It's me. It's your man. It's your main man. It's Ole Walls. I'm back with you. Episode 218 coming your way. Before we get into it, as always, just want to say thank you to everybody. Appreciate the watches, the listens, the views, whatever you want to call them. I appreciate all the support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you guys could, please like, review, comment, subscribe, and share. It really helps out the YouTube channel, the pod in general. So please do that if you could. If you're looking for some sweet merch, like this sweet hat, this sweet shirt, check it out on the Ole Walls House merch shop. The link is down in the show notes below. You can also find some nice gear for the Full Range podcast there. And you should check out my guy MJ on the Full Range Pod. You can find him on Spotify, now on Apple as well, and on the Ole Walls House YouTube channel. Okay, fun show coming. Got friend of the program, Jeff Slanovec on. We're going to talk a little players preview, play some trivia, talk a little bit of the state of pro golf, just kind of chop it up. And then I cover, Flyers, UNC, World Baseball Classic, my passing thoughts, all coming after that. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Back again is the one and only Mr. Jeff Slanovec. I believe fighting through a little bit of illness here. We're going to call this his flu game here tonight. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Good. I don't know that I'd call it the flu. Our voice just disappeared on us to an extent, but cannot miss the opportunity to join Ole Walls House, talk some golf as we enter an exciting stretch.
Yeah, fun stretch here. I mean, I think I looked at it. There's like 4 elevated type events in like the next 6 or 7 weeks.
And we just had 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is like the crux of the elevated event schedule. So, Jeff, we are recording this on Wednesday night, March 4th. Bay Hill is going to kick off tomorrow. This pod will drop on Monday. So we're going before Bay Hill. And then I will talk about the Bay Hill results. So why don't we can quickly start there. What do you? I believe you had a take for what do you think's happening this weekend at Bay Hill?
Yeah, I think Rory McIlroy's winning. He's played too good a golf the last couple months. Gave one away on Sunday at the Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody repeats at the Players, so he's not winning the Players next week, which means he's got to win this week.
No,
Process of elimination.
Not nobody repeats at the Players. There is one man who repeats at the Players. One Scott Scheffler.
He's an alien.
Is Bay Hill actually a good tournament?
So I've seen that a lot this week. Why don't people seem to like Bay Hill as a golf course?
I
feels
have no
fun
issue
to watch on television.
I have no issues with it.
I have no issues with it.
It may not be the greatest course in the world, but I'm not like a course guy. Like, the course can be cool, but Pebble's fun. Is Pebble the greatest course in the world anymore?
No.
Are any of the courses really that good anymore?
Not the way the PGA Tour sets most of them up.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, that's why I don't have an issue with Bay Hill, is because they let this place get tough.
Yeah.
You actually get penalized for hitting the ball in the rough. It's not a bomb and gouge fest. You got to actually hit golf shots. And almost in a way that like Memorial and Muirfield Village does. Like Jack lets that place get tough. And I think for Arnie, they make sure that this place stays tough.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you remember it was after Tiger had his run of just dominating this event? There was a little bit of a worry, oh God, are people going to, and then especially right after Arnold Palmer died, it was is this place still going to get, the big names to show up? And the elevated event model has kind of saved it and, forced them to be there essentially. But it was definitely trending in the direction of the old Byron Nelson, after he died, it went from being a pretty good event to all of a sudden nobody was going.
Yeah, it was the first year after he died, a bunch of people went.
Yep.
Right?
I think
and
you're
then
right.
It just petered off.
Yeah.
Like, just, I think Ricky Fowler was one of the big names for a number of years because he had Arnie clothing.
Yeah.
Like, he was the top guys were skipping it. I'm assuming placement on the schedule to an extent. But,
and by the way, you said something. Part of tonight's episode, we're going to be playing a little game. We are going to do some trivia here for the players later on. But first, when names are mentioned, I'm gonna go to you, Jeff, and say you mentioned Ricky Fowler. So career money list placement for Ricky Fowler. First off, I would like you to try and guess what position he is on the career money list, and then how much money he has made, or you can do it vice versa, whichever you would prefer.
Is there like if I say Ben Crane, am I going to have to guess like 792? Or is there like a cutoff, like top 50, top 100?
I'm going to keep it within like the top 75 for the most part, but I bet you we're going to do Ben Crane here right now just because you just mentioned him. Yeah, not as low as you think. Not as low as you think. Ben Crane, 93rd career money list. 21,751,932 in his career.
Wow.
So
we're going to see a lot of anti-capitalists on
take
this pod
that take that into account as you guess Ricky Fowler. First really came on the scene in about what, 09, 2010 range?
Yeah, about 09, 2010. So he's been out there about 15 years. You have to assume that he's had some bad years. 15 years, he's got to make, we'll say, about a year. I'm going to, three a year maybe. I'm going to say Ricky Fowler is, he hasn't been great since the purses have really gone up. I'm going to say 54th all time at, 34.5 million.
Not close in either option.
Wow.
Like, not close. Total money made, $54,749,061. That puts him at 16th.
Ricky Fowler
all time.
16th all time. We're giving people too much money.
16th all time for Ricky. Right around Ricky. 15th is Keegan Bradley. 17th is Zach Johnson. Sandwiched in between two Ryder Cup captains.
16th.
Would you like to guess his Data Golf career points? So Data Golf awards points for PGA Tour wins, other tour wins, DP World wins, DP Tour World wins, major wins, and major finishes. It started in 1983, so like misses most of Jack, misses Arnie, misses all those things. Can you guess what position he is in on the Data Golf career all-time ranking?
Oh, God, I'm not a Data Golf guy. All-time since like the 90s? Early 90s?
1983.
Late 80s? Oh, Jesus, early 80s. 84.
Low again. 51st.
My guy balls out.
Your guy. This was a good night for you as a Ricky defender. And
this doesn't count the Puma endorsements?
It does not count the Puma endorsements.
Wow.
Or the Cobra endorsements.
He might be number 2. It might be Tiger Ricky.
He's got some big cash. He had 540 points just for a comparison. Obviously, number 1 on the list is Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, 2,208 points on the Data Golf list. So,
how many points?
2,208.
Wow.
Second place is Phil, 1,630.
All right. This is good to know.
Okay. I don't remember what we were talking about when you mentioned Ricky Fowler there. Oh, we were talking about Byron Nelson, Arnold Palmer, Bay Hill.
This is a good golf course.
Yep. So I think that's really I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's the top players. It's kind of a little bit of a shit show, like who's going to catch it. I don't know if there's any weather in the area.
No, I think it's supposed to be okay.
Yeah, so
just ball strikers. Ball strikers.
Yep. So let's move on to the players. Big players event next week. I do have some players trivia here for you before we get into it. Keeping the theme of the night. I've got 51 different fun stats I can fall to. We've missed one. We've mentioned one already. Number of repeat winners. There's just been one single person to do that. Can you guess the best finish by a defending champion prior to Scotty winning back-to-back in 23 and 24? It's been done 3 different times.
I am going to guess that the best finish is 4th.
Very close. T5. Jack Nicklaus in 77, Tom Kite in 1990, and Hal Sutton in 2001. Sticking with this theme, can you guess the number of champions who have missed the cut the next year?
How many are we, do we have a number of how many there are champions?
No, I'm saying how many. That's the question. How many have missed the cut?
Right, but is this the 120th players or the...
No, it's like the 50. It started in 76 or something like that.
Oh, all right. So not that many. So we're at 50. I'm going to say there's been 19 players have missed the cut.
A little too many. 10. Just 10.
Oh, interesting.
Which is kind of surprising because the players is kind of known for the fact that it can kind of level the field.
Yep.
Based on the way the course plays. You'll see big name guys miss the cuts quite frequently.
I felt good about 19.
19. You were confident. You've been pretty confident in all your answers except for your Ricky Fowler ones.
Yeah, I mean that 16th all time in the money list.
It's absurd, isn't
That's pretty crazy.
That's why I think the money list is pretty fun to look at. Okay, what do we think, players? A lot of PGA Tour commercials lately trying to label it a major. Let's start there. Your thoughts? Is the players, or should the players be considered a major in today's day and age?
No, but the older that I get, the less I care.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it regardless of what it is.
It's the 5th best golf tournament of the year.
It's the 5th best golf tournament of the year. I think we've had talks about this in Masters preview pods in the past. Like, one of the cool things about the players is that you know a lot of the holes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can remember shots that people have hit. Oh, I remember when so-and-so was over there. I remember when so-and-so was over here and they hit this shot. They haven't done a ton of crazy stuff to the golf course. I know they made 12 a drivable par 4 a couple years ago. That's been fun at times.
I mean, that's probably been like 10 years now, hasn't it?
Probably. They put the tree in on the one hole on the front 9 last year and made it sound like it was going to be a TGL hole tee shot that didn't end up mattering. But I'm a Florida swing guy. I like to see the PGA Tour itself won't test the guys with out of bounds and stuff like that. So throw a bunch of lakes out there, throw a bunch of creeks out there, because penalty strokes are the only thing that really deter these guys. So put some stuff out there where they can get in trouble, and it's fun. What is it, 4? Like a 390-yard par 4 where you got to hit the fairway, or if it's firm, you can't hold the green from the rough over the water, right? Like,
that's the one with the creek that runs right in front of it.
That runs alongside the right side and then in front of it, right?
On Tiger, you could like take the weird line to like kind of cut it over the corner, but it never really worked.
But I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest golf course of all time, but I think that makes it fun to watch. Like, architecturally, it's target golf, right? But it's fun for television because if you miss the targets, you can make big numbers. And I'd rather watch that than everybody hit driver and the ball always be on grass and then them all hit it again.
I think you made a good point that there's nothing that deters these guys unless it's OB or water. And there's a bunch of water. And like you said, it is target golf, but like it's fun because it gives us the playoff we had last year with, and the playoff itself didn't turn out to be any good, but it gives us JJ Spawn and Rory McIlroy, two dudes who play the game very differently.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the course kind of leveling the playing field, if you will, it gives a lot of different people a chance. Who do you think's the guy to beat going into the Players this year? Obviously, we're going to get kind of affected by what happens over the weekend at Bay Hill, but
yeah, I mean, to go into any tournament right now and say Scotty's not the guy, you're probably playing Russian roulette. So he's the guy. I will say I don't find what he's doing on the golf course right now to be the Scotty that we've seen the last 14 months or so. I have no idea if the stats back that up or not. I'm going to guess they probably do to an extent, but he's been putting it really well. It feels like this year. And his driver at times has been off in my mind. Again, I don't have the data in front of me. I'll probably look it up to find out he's first strokes gained total this year. The heck do I know? But I think he's the guy. I think just based on history, you can rule Rory out. Another scary thing to say because he's playing well, but historically those guys just don't win. But there are a number of other guys that are really good
Rory
ball
has
strikers.
won this twice, though, right?
He won it last year, and then he won it
2020.
Why do I want to say like
2021?
Maybe the year after COVID.
Yeah, something like that.
COVID year where it got canceled was Hideki.
Hideki shot like 63 in the first round.
And then it didn't matter. But I think you've got a number of other guys. Like Tommy Fleetwood's hitting the golf ball really, really well right now.
I mean, this feels like a good place for Tommy to win.
Great place for Tommy. I'm disappointed he didn't play last week, but again, we'll get there later.
Tommy Fleetwood. Career money list for one Tommy Fleetwood. A lot of top fives.
Yeah, a lot of top fives. That doesn't get you paid. Neither does playing on the DP World Tour. So I'm going to base everything off of Richard. If Ricky's 16th.
We gave you got a good one there with Ricky, I think, to kind of balance this stuff on.
Tommy's got to be behind, and he's got to be fairly behind. Because Ricky does have a number of high major finishes, which pay. He's got a player's win, which pays. He just hasn't won any of those since they've really been real tournaments, pay-wise. Now,
if Ricky's
got a gazillion.
If Ricky's wins came, like, scattered a couple of them through the last 4 years, he'd be top 10.
Oh, big money. Big money. That's crazy. Crazy. He was basically not on planet Earth for 2 straight years.
Yeah.
Hitting golf balls straight. I'm going to say that Tommy Fleetwood is if Ricky's 16, there's got to be a lot of guys between Ricky and Tommy who have just won more. Played more, won more. I'm going to say Tommy Fleetwood is number 49.
Low. Or high. High. Very high. Not low. Higher.
Well, I don't know what you're saying.
You guessed too high. You guessed far too high. He is, or far too low. However you want to figure it. You need to give it a better number. Higher being better, lower being worse, however you want to call it. You've underrated him. You've underrated him.
Underrated.
Mm-hmm.
He's lower towards 1?
Yes.
Than 49?
Yes.
He's won 1 tournament.
That is correct.
What?
He has made approximately $18 million more than the person in 49th place.
I'm just befuddled. So what is he, 21?
24th. Or sorry, 25th. 25th. Steve Stricker is 24th. He'll pass Steve Stricker this week. He's going to pass two people this week. He will be 23rd by the end of the weekend.
Incredible.
$44,911,369.
So basically, if you're a top 20 player in the world right now, Ricky
you're probably
stinks.
top 40.
If you're a top 40 player in the world right now, you're a top 40 player on the money list.
Yep. Does that money count? How does that count the Tour Championship last year for money? $10 million. So he gets $10 million from the Tour Championship.
Oh, well, that's a whole different.
Let me see how it counts Scotty's Tour Championship, because that can really skew this thing pretty wild for Tommy Fleetwood. That one kind of screwed you, because if they just counted that like a normal one, like they always used to, how did they count Scotty's 2024 Tour Championship? Scotty received $0 for his Tour Championship win for PGA Tour money list concerns, because it was all just FedEx Cup bonus. So
one of the rare times Scotty's gotten screwed.
Yeah, I mean, he still got it, but yeah. So I mean, knock $10 million off Tommy Fleetwood, he goes back to $34 million. That takes him down to 42nd.
All right, so 49 is a good guess.
So 49 is a good guess. So I'm going to give you a pretty good point on that one.
We're gonna take that one.
Yep. Which would
you got Tommy, you got Jake Knapp's hitting the golf ball really well. You would think a place like Sawgrass fits somebody like him.
Jake Knapp. Jake Knapp's a fun one, because you're never going to figure it out. We're actually, this falls outside of my realm here, but just take a wild guess. It's a lot. It's really low.
Well, he's only played
high being 1, low being $1 million. So it's pretty low.
Yeah, Jake Knapp's going to be 223.
Not bad, 283.
All right.
He's already made $8 million, though.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah. Yeah, Jake Knapp's an interesting one for Sawgrass.
Fantasy pick of mine this week.
I was going to say, he's getting a lot of love for like the one and done pools here, the fantasy golf stuff. It's a little surprising to me almost, but he's playing such good golf.
Has he finished outside the top like 15 yet this year? I don't think.
Let me double check that for you.
I thought last week at the Cognizant would have been the perfect tournament for him to win. But I think where I was about to go before I got sidetracked trying to guess how much money Tommy Fleetwood's won is that these guys just aren't going to play 5 straight weeks very often. And Jake Knapp at 283rd in the money list, he's got to climb that list. So he's going to play those elevated events that he automatically gets in, and he's going to take the Cognizant off. But, I mean, he's a flusher until I need him on Sunday. So
his finishes this year: T11, T5, 8th, T8, 6th.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty damn good golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting one to think about. What does he do at his career in majors can't be impressive if he's even been in maybe 10 of them.
I don't know that he's played in 10 of them. That feels high.
Jake Knapp majors.
He is older than we think, right?
Yeah, he's only played in 4 majors.
Yeah.
And only made the cut in the 2024 Masters. He's 31. Yeah, he's not like young. What do we make of Brooks Koepka so far this year in his return to the PGA Tour?
I think he's hit it really good. There's a legitimate putter issue. Is it a Poana putter issue or is it a putter issue?
He seemed to putt better.
Last
past week.
I will say, I thought it was bizarre at the Farmers that he was given like Tiger Woods treatment on television. Like that was crazy to me. Like they spent 3 years just bashing the guy for being a traitor and leaving. And then he comes back and it's like, we got to watch this guy hit every shot of his 76. The whole tournament. Like, I get you throw him in a feature group or whatever, but it was a lot. When he and Ludwig and those groups were playing terrible, it was a pretty shitty television product.
There's definitely something to being the first guy to come back. He's taken all that thunder from, like, when Pat Reed comes back, and Pat Reed's a different guy. Like,
yep.
I think a little bit too of it with Koepka has to do with he was one of the guys that didn't really try the like I'm trying to grow the game bullshit when they left. Didn't jump on the lawsuit. It was more money for less tournaments. I'm going more time with my family. As time has gone on and live, it hasn't really been that many less tournaments.
No.
Especially if you're like a guy trying to keep your DP World Tour, which John Rahm's been bitching about, which is asinine. But yeah, he was one of the, like him and DJ were like, yeah, it's a boatload of money.
Yep.
We're playing 12 tournaments at that time, plus the 4 majors.
Yep. And he won one of the majors while he was with Liv.
Yep. So like, I think there's definitely a thing to that where I think people kind of took him that he was being a little more honest about it than everybody else.
For sure. He had a little bit of that, like, I'm not lying, I did steroids thing. And then everybody kind of doesn't care.
Yeah, so you get to go to the Hall of Fame now. Yep.
Right? But I mean, he's a Florida guy. He's hitting the ball really well. I think I'd like to see another good week with the putter before I assumed he's going to compete next week at the Players. I'd like to see him do it because I'd like to see him get his way with the Aon Swing 5 into some of these other elevated events. Although I guess I'm not going to be able to have a chance to see him play well before because he's not playing this week.
Yeah.
So,
Joel David, by the way, I think missed the Aon Swing 5 to get into Bay Hill by, I think, 1 stroke.
And then he got in somehow.
Yeah. Oh, he did?
Yeah. He put out he needs a house. He put it out on Twitter.
Oh, I forgot to do this when we first started talking about Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka, career money list. This is another fun one because he's been gone, but has put in a major win in his time away.
Yeah, and
so he's missed the boat on all the big money.
But he's got what, 5 majors?
5 majors.
I'm gonna say, ooh, he's got to be in that Ricky tier. He's got to be right around there, maybe a little bit behind. I'm gonna say Brooks is 19th.
Close again. You want to take a stab at the money itself?
The money itself.
Ricky was 54.
Yeah, Ricky was 54. I'm going to say I was close the other way, so it's a little bit worse than 19th. I'm going to say 47 million.
Close again. 26th and 44 million.
We're dialing it in.
Okay, here's an interesting one. Data Golf career points list. And I'll just give you his kind of stats here. 5 major wins, 4 PGA Tour wins, 1 DP World Tour win, and 11 other wins. This does count Live Golf wins. So 5 Live Golf wins, 4 Challenge Tour, 2 other OWGR sanctioned tours, whatever the hell that means.
Means he won the Asian Tour.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
Probably the Australian Tour. He's got to be high. I mean, he's got to be, he's a top 10 player of this generation, hands down. I mean,
if you call it the post-Tiger generation, you'd have to consider him top 5, really.
Without 100%. He's got to be 9th.
Not even close. This one is shocking to me.
Well, then the data's wrong.
54th. He falls behind Ricky Fowler somehow.
No.
This makes no sense to me. 54th. He's won 5 majors.
Data golf is, it's not it.
The data golf is flawed. If there's any, I don't know how you rank him. I mean, even with just 4 PGA Tour wins, because that would kind of be the knock you would think against him. I mean, Ricky only has 6 PGA Tour wins, but somehow is 3 slots ahead of him.
He must get a ton of points for T32.
It makes no sense. No sense at all.
No, that's wrong.
Let's go back to some of the trivia about the Players' Championship. The number of golfers who have won multiple times. Can you guess how many have won multiple times? This will be year 52, I believe.
Year 52. This is going to be 6.
7. Any guesses on who they are?
Tiger Woods.
Correct.
Scotty Scheffler.
It's actually 8, sorry. This was from before Rory won, so. Tiger, Scotty, Rory.
Tiger, Scotty, Rory.
There's an obvious one in here, and then there's a bunch of guys who are big in the 90s.
Did VJ win it twice?
No VJ. There's the most obvious answer in the world for any golf question. When Tiger's already been eliminated from
Jack.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
And then a bunch of 90s guys. Think of maybe 2 of the biggest American players of the 90s.
David Toms.
Nope. I thought you were going to get there when you started with Dave.
Started with Dave. David Duval.
No, I believe he only has 1. Again, you're in the right track with the start of that name. The first 4 letters are correct.
Davis Love III.
There you go. Davis Love III. Another beloved player from the 90s. Multiple-time President's Cup captain.
Freddie
Couples. And then it'd be hard for you to just guess these 2. Steve Elkington and Hal Sutton.
Wouldn't have gotten there. Retief Goosen was the next name on my list.
He won one of them, right?
I believe so.
Can you name the best finish by a PGA Tour rookie ever in this event? And if you'd like, I will even give you that PGA Tour rookie who did this.
I don't know if it'll help.
David Lingmerth in 2013. Best finish ever by a PGA Tour rookie. Probably haven't heard that name in a while.
Well, I hear that name every single year before the American Express golf tournament.
Why?
Because I had money on David Lingmerth to win the American Express Championship when Jason Duffner hit his ball onto the rock and proceeded to get up and down from the middle of the lake when his ball landed on a rock. So David Lingmerth will always hold a special place in my heart. Didn't David Lingmerth finish second?
He too, correct.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Let's see if there's any other good ones in here before we move on. Number of balls hit into the water at 17 since the year 2003.
23 years, 4 rounds. We'll say 400 people a year. That's about 8,000 chances. We're going to say 304 balls.
No, not even close. Not even close.
Way less?
Way more.
Way more.
Way more. There was, in the year 2007, 93 balls were in the water in that year alone.
These guys stink.
On the first day in 2007, 50 balls went in the water.
No wonder Ricky Fowler's 16th on the money list. Guys can't hit wedges.
That's probably about a third of the field at the time. That was, a full 150-man field at the time. So about
there were
probably a couple guys who hit more than one in, but
the year that Cam Smith won it, what was that? 2022.
Yeah, was that the year the wind was
whipping? There was
that
one day where there was like 35-mile-per-hour winds.
They were like keeping account. They were like keeping a tracker if it was going to break the record or not.
So what's the number? Like 1,800?
1,029.
Oh, all right. So there are years where it's crazy.
Yeah, I think some years it gets pretty crazy, and then some years it levels off. Any other thoughts on the players?
No, I like it. It almost always
usually delivers.
It almost always brings it. Yeah. It's a great fun final stretch.
That was the exact thing I was going to say. The last 3 holes are fantastic. The par 5.
And you get hard ones before that.
Yep. The par 5 leads into 17, leads into a good finishing hole in 18. 18, again, like most things in golf, it's not quite what it was. They've tried to lengthen it and do some things to make it tougher again, but technology.
Still got to step up and do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a big blue thing over to your left the whole way down the hole.
Sure is.
Okay, Jeff. Let's talk a little state of golf here. This coming week, probably the day the pod drops, that Tuesday of Players Week, PGA Tour CEO Brian Rolap will have his annual press conference for the commissioner. I think now that he's taking the role of CEO, he's going to be the guy doing the Tuesday press conference now. All reports are, and Eamon Lynch wrote an article about this, that he's going to come out there and announce that the tour is turning fully into basically setting up a 2-tiered system for the tour. Essentially, the elevated events that we have now are going to continue and expand, and it's going to wrap up more of the guys. There's rumors about schedule changes, probably starting post Super Bowl or maybe Super Bowl weekend, maybe the weekend before in the off week for the NFL. And that there's going to be an upper echelon, basically call it the Elite Tour, the PGA Tour, and then the Korn Ferry Tour. It's going to separate and make 2 distinctive classes of PGA Tour players. First off, how do you think the elevated event model has worked compared to the old model? And what are your thoughts going forward on kind of, going all in on that and expanding it?
Yeah. I think the elevated model has worked in some ways, and it's been very counterproductive in other ways. which I'm sure they probably could have guessed. The opportunity to get the best players playing at the same time more has yielded some really good golf tournaments. As someone who watches it every week, I don't mind the weeks like last week where you've got Shane Lowry and one or two other guys that most people would know with a lot of these young guys and a lot of veterans trying to stay out there and keep their cards, right? I don't mind that. What has confused me is how front-loaded the season is with the elevated events. My initial understanding was that they were going to be spread out and they were going to rotate so that it wouldn't always be the Pebble Beach. It wouldn't always be Waste Management. It wouldn't always be Genesis.
Waste Management isn't one anymore. That was the first year. They did kind of rotate them a little bit that first year.
A little bit. But not like Memorial's an elevated one. Bay Hill's an elevated one. And I guess for me, you look at the schedule and it's like we're already halfway through March and we're going to have already had, 4 of them?
Yeah.
And the season just started. So I guess I just don't really understand what they're trying to accomplish with it. I think my hope for what the future schedule looks like is that you get elevated events sandwiched around the events that they're all going to play. So you get 2 in a row, maybe. But 4 in 5 weeks is just stupid.
And there's only 5 more after the Players.
And I understand why there is, right? Because you've got 5 more plus 4 majors plus the playoffs. So in their mind, we've got 12 more weeks, right? 5, 4, 3. But it's just, it feels awkward. It doesn't feel like it has great rhythm and flow.
That's always been my thing with it, is that the rhythm of it feels off. And again, like you said, I know what they're trying to do. It's like you've got all summer, you've got the majors. So guys are going to be kind of working their schedule around that. And some guys don't like to play before a major. A lot of guys don't like to play after, and they do whack the RBC one on the week after the major, after the Masters. So it's weird. And it's also kind of fighting this thing with golf, is that since the PGA Tour became a thing when it broke away from the PGA of America, back in the 70s, this is just always how it's been done. And there's there was a rhythm when we would watch golf, in college and, up until then. It's some events are going to, certain guys are going to play certain events. So there's a little bit of extra to that. You knew where Tiger was going to play. You knew where Phil was going to play. You knew where VJ was going. You knew where Ernie Els was going to. And then it's Tiger's going to play this one this year. Or Phil's going to jump into this other one this year. And you're going to have Ernie and Tiger, or Ernie and Phil, or VJ and Ernie, or something like that. And now you don't get them at anywhere else, understandably. You don't get them at Cognizant. Do you remember how fun the Honda was for 5-6 years?
It was awesome.
That.
And hard.
Yeah, do you remember the year Tiger was trying to track down Rory? I think we were all watching it together in college. It was an awesome event. Yep. And you don't just get that random ass event being a thing anymore.
No. You kind of had it with Waste Management because people go for the party, and that's a fun golf course. But
Waste Management is really the only, and it got the bump of being an elevated event the first year they did it.
And it got the bump this year without Hawaii.
Yep. But really, that's the only event that it has survived any sort of relevancy not being an elevated event.
So I have the schedule in front of me. The Players will wrap up what is essentially 4 in 5 weeks.
Yep.
The Tour would tell you it's 3 because the Players is not a signature event. But it is literally their signature event of the calendar to the point that they want it to be a major.
Yeah.
Or people want it to be a major. They will then go 3 straight weeks playing events that who's going to play the Valspar, the Texas Open, and the Valero or the Houston Open and the Texas Open. Maybe you'll get people who do a Masters prep at one of those.
Isn't it Houston? Didn't it used to be Houston was the week before? Wasn't that always how it was back in the day? And then so Houston would just crank the green speeds up to be as close to the Masters as they possibly could.
That could be. But you've got 3 weeks. Valspar, which is another phenomenal golf course to watch.
That'll have nobody in it.
Carnage. Who's going to play for 5 out of 6 weeks? Nobody.
Nobody if they don't have to.
Right. So maybe you get guys who play because they have to, but I mean, Brooks will probably play, right? But you're going to have 3 tournaments in there. You'll be lucky if you get guys once those 3 weeks. Someone will play Houston, take a week off, play Masters. Someone will play Texas Open the week before the Masters. But then you go into this crazy stretch again. Masters, signature event, Zurich, signature event, PGA. Who's going to play the team event? Can we get in? Who's going to play 6 straight weeks?
Isn't there a week off in there somewhere? I thought I was looking at the schedule and it looked like there was a week off. Nope.
No. So, who's going to play?
Yeah. Doral being back-to-back with Quail Hollow is right into the PGA is wild.
What are we doing? Literally, who's going to play the team championship? Who's going to play Zurich?
Nobody. Nobody's going to want to play 4 weeks in a row.
It's not 4, it's 6.
Yeah, it'd be
Masters
6.
Signature
You're right.
Before that. Who made this calendar? And then you get back to our original point, which is Aronimink is May 14th through the 17th. And you've done what? 6 signature events? 7 signature events already? What? You have Memorial, U.S. Open, Travelers, and that's it.
Yeah, and then you have the U.S. Open and the British.
There are no signature events after the Travelers, which is the week after the U.S. Open. And I'm guessing they'll say, well, we don't have to make the Scottish Open signature event because everyone's going to go play it.
Yep.
And I guess that logic makes sense. But
and try all they want. The playoffs just it's something because there's nothing else on. It's you're doing that and you're watching baseball, and hell, your baseball team can be out of it by then.
Yep.
So I'll have it on, but I'm not. It doesn't have the juice. I really do. I think miss the PGA in August.
Yeah.
It gave the PGA a lot more of an identity, I think. Hey, that's the last major. The PGA in May, to me, it's hey, it's a major. And it's important because you want to stack up majors, but I don't know. It just feels like it gets lost.
Yeah.
And then I'm really interested to see what they do with the schedule because it feels like they want to go post Super Bowl,
which makes no sense to me, but continue.
And that there's going to be, and hey, maybe it's the big dudes play post Super Bowl, and that frees them up to be more big dudes in TGL. And that it's kind of like the old fall series where none of the dudes played until they started making them go play one. And it's kind of like the guys just trying to get a bunch of points for their tour card. Maybe there's something like that before, all the big names start playing and what would essentially be the new tour essentially they're creating. I'm interested to see how people are going to be able to make their way up to that tour. There has been, I've seen some stats that's been 30% have fallen out of the top 50 since the elevated events and have made way for new guys to come back in. So, there's been a decent amount of turnover. But I
Which
do.
there always will be.
Yeah. And I do wonder, it's like, and I go back and forth. It's like, hey, do you make better stars if there's no big names at these other events for, an Austin Smotherman to be going head to head with, or Nico Echeverria to be going head if they're just going at each other? Or, does a Nico Echeverria benefit from the fact that he was out there against a Shane Lowry, who again isn't the biggest star in the world, but is a top 30 player in the world. So like there's at least some cachet to his name. So it'll be interesting. Like it's obviously happening. If Eamon Lynch got the story, like he got the story for a reason, you'd have to think like they're softening up the ground for what's coming.
Yeah, so it's definitely happening. What I don't understand is the business side of things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was obviously not sustainable to continue to have this many signature events and high purses from a sponsor's perspective. They're just not going to get the bang for the buck. Every event can't be a signature event. Every player can't play every event that the sponsors want, so on and so forth. So for me, I'm interested to see what that part looks like, because I just don't see all these companies continuing to shell out the tens of millions of dollars they need to for these events.
Hey,
I am excited.
Try muting yourself real quick and unmuting your voice. It's sounding weird.
Any better?
It's still a little funky. We're nearing the end, so it's all right.
It's probably my voice. So I am excited for some of the things. I'm excited for a Philadelphia event. There's enough good golf courses there that they should have an event. I'm excited for like a Chicago event. I'm excited for a potential Boston event.
Here's something that I heard somebody say. I don't even know where it was. So this isn't an original thought, and I can't think of who to credit. They've mentioned going to like bigger cities for this stuff.
That's where those all came from.
Yep. So, and the point whoever I heard this from, the point made was bigger cities have a lot more going on. Versus if you go to, and not that Phoenix is a small city, but like in comparison to a Chicago, a New York, a Boston.
You're going to Cromwell, Connecticut, or wherever the Travelers is.
That's the only game in town. Like the people are going to be like, that's our event. Like that's our thing. Like you go to New York City and you're like, hey, all you New York City people go out to Bethpage. It's like, or I have 1,700 other things I can do here. Same thing Chicago, right. Same thing Boston. So it'll be interesting to see, because it is like, and again, much smaller scale here, but like the John Deere, like that is the thing down in the Quad Cities, is the John Deere. Like that's their thing. So it'll be interesting how that plays out, because, and like you said, it's being done for a financial purpose. Like you probably got to get to those cities to find some extra sponsors who are big companies based in big areas, and they'll shell out the money because they're like, hey, we'll do the hospitality. We want to wheel and deal and take clients and employ and high value employees and put them out there. So we'll put up the money for the big sponsorships to help you guys fund this thing. So I get it, but it'll be interesting to see how the atmospheres at those tournaments end up being.
Yeah, the two things I'm excited for in a positive way, the rumors that the California events are going to move to better months.
Yep.
I'm intrigued by getting Pebble into the late summer or the fall, potentially them being signature or playoff events makes a ton of sense to me.
Yeah.
Better golf course, better weather, all that.
I mean, Pebble in like when they play the US Open at Pebble just in June,
unbelievable.
So much different. And
so much different.
It would have to imagine by like July or August, better, even better.
You would think. What I don't understand is the football thing. I don't get it. A tournament leading into the Super Bowl is the perfect time for people who want to watch golf. The week before the Super Bowl, there is nothing. The week before that, conference championship week, What are the games? 3 and 7?
Yeah. Just be done.
And Saturday you have nothing.
Nothing.
So like for those 3 weeks, like maybe the week before where there's more games, all right, I get it, you're competing. But like, are you really? Like it's 2 games a day. If someone wants to watch football over golf, they're going to watch football over golf, but or hell, move the event to Wednesday to Saturday.
They've done that a couple. They did that a few years back with the Farmers.
Right. So don't tell me it can't be done. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the schedule looks like. It's going to be different. People aren't going to be happy. They're going to say they're catering to the stars. They probably are. That's going to make it more competitive in some way. It's going to make it suck for some others. I'm still going to watch. There's still going to be good golf courses. There's still going to be good players. It's just going to be different. And it's been different the last couple of years anyway.
Yeah.
We still watch.
Yeah, I think the big thing to remember out of all of this is golf is still a niche sport. Like, we're in it because we love golf and we play a lot of golf and we've always enjoyed watching golf. But, like, most of the people in the world aren't. Like, most of the people in the country. Like, a great golf tournament gets, 10 million viewers? Like, a great one.
And you're not going to grab other people. Like, you're not going to grab random new people who don't like golf.
Yeah.
Like, the next generation of golf viewers is the next generation of golf players.
Yep.
People who want, like, you're not going to go grab people who hate golf and now, because of some new schedule, more money, whatever it is, get them to watch.
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing it with TGL a little bit. The people who like watching TGL are going to watch TGL. And if you think it's stupid, you're not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, if the new holes make it cool, but they're just cooler for me, who's going to watch it.
Yeah, I can't say. I'm trying to think how much TGL I've watched this year, and it's maybe 10 holes. Maybe.
I enjoy it on, like, the second screen.
Yeah. Like, I flipped it on. I'm like, roommate and I aren't watching the show tonight. Like, it's getting late. Oh, yeah, TGL's on. Yeah, Tom Kim, doink, hammer, let's go. Bonkers.
And then Kiz laying up on a par 5 to make birdie to send them to the playoffs. Crazy.
Yeah, it can be very entertaining. I'm not trying to knock it. Like, it's fun. It's weird that it goes on while there's real golf going on, though. Like, that's... And then that's the thing, they kind of pigeonholed themselves in, like, with ESPN, because, like, ESPN's not going to run it up again. Like, they're doing Monday Night Football. So, like, you aren't doing that. And then it gets tough if you do it on a Tuesday, because, like, you're just banking on having to have people off that week to be there.
So
that was kind of my thought process about, like, if they're like, oh, we're getting away from football, like, are they still doing TGL then?
Right.
Because then TGL should have a little extra boost if, like, all their big names aren't playing for another month later into the season.
So here's what's funny, right? So the regular season just ended last night. Playoff team selected. Off we go. We've had TGL every week for whatever it is. 8 weeks, 6 weeks, something. 2 matches a week, 3 matches a week. There's now magically no TGL till after the players.
Yeah.
Because all the guys are playing. And what's after the players? 3 dead weeks.
Yep.
So the semis are the week after the players, and then a best-of-3 final is the week after that. So are you assuming that people are going to tune in to TGL because the good players are playing on Monday and Tuesday and not tune in on Thursday through Sunday because the top player in the field at the Valspar Championship, not named Brooks Koepka, is who?
Exactly. Who is who?
Like if I asked you right now, who's going to be the highest ranked player in the world that plays the Valspar in week 6 of this crazy 4 and 5 stretch?
Ryan Gerard.
And I don't know that he's even going to play.
I was going to say, he's probably closing in on... He
just played last week.
And he's been playing well, so he's probably closing in on top 50-ish.
Like Sung J M?
All right, let's end it with this one. Sung J M, career money list, Jeff.
Boy, he can't be high. He's won what, once?
I can tell you that here. 1 second. Sung J, two career PGA Tour wins.
What are they?
Now you're really making me work.
Well, I feel like was one like an opposite field event?
Sung J M Sung J.
Or a fall event?
One was a fall event, yes. It's been a while. The runner-up in the event he won was Matthew Wolff.
Blast from the past. Matthew Wolff, Morgan Hoffman, those Oklahoma State guys disappear if Puma doesn't stay.
That was the 2021 Shriners Children's Open.
So we're going to say Sung J M.
Oh, he also won the Honda in 2020, right before, a couple weeks before the Players.
That was the one I knew.
6 under winning score.
Fun tournament. Hard. He's in the top 100.
He's well inside the top 100.
I'm gonna. Well, he went like he would play 6 straight weeks.
Yeah, he would. He back in the day,
He's
no
the guy.
house. He's like, I'm just going. He's like, I've already booked my hotel rooms.
So that's my answer. The top player at the Valspar will be
Sung J.
I'm gonna say that Sung J M is 57.
Not too bad. 42nd.
It's crazy.
34, almost $35 million. $34,982,000.
All the sponsors should just say, trim it.
Yeah, too much.
In unison. $5 million off the purse, right off the top.
Guess where Justin Rose is?
I mean, Ricky's 16th. So, 12th?
4th.
Huh.
$75 million.
So it's Tiger, Phil. It's got to be Scotty, right?
They've removed Phil from the list. I was just looking for Phil because he wasn't in the top 5. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Where is he? He's not on the list. They took him off. Let's see where I would assume he's 2nd, or he could be like 4th now. Let me.
So I assume then it's Tiger, Scotty, Rory, Tiger, Rory, Scotty.
Yeah, I just moved away from it 1 second. It is Tiger, Rory, Scotty. Yeah. Tiger 120, Rory 110, Scotty 102, Justin Rose 75, Jim Furyk 71 million the hard way.
Hard way.
Vijay Singh 71 million.
Scotty being 3rd and not getting the money for the tour championship.
Yeah.
Is crazy. Because that dude hadn't won like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now he just racks up $4 million at a clip.
Phil's at about 96 million.
So he's
4th. Was 2nd for the longest. Was probably 2nd until what? Scotty passed him last year.
Yeah, but he's getting all that Grand Horvath money now. He's good.
You don't care. 2 bills from Liv. It's funny they took him off. I wonder if I didn't see Rahm's name there. Did they took Rahm off? They've taken DJ off. DJ would have been way up there.
DJ would have been way up there.
He banks money. He's probably well over. He's probably well over 60 million himself.
I was gonna say 6th, 7th,
75 million. So he's like in that 4th, 5th range. So it's a little skewed without because there's some and shoot. Then you've got guys like Graham McDowell, Sergio would have been way up there.
It's a shame we lost DJ, man.
Yeah, and he has just not given a shit.
No, he did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think we've covered it as we're just naming random people and guessing how many tens of millions of dollars they've won in the 7th most popular sport in America.
Kids, put a golf club in your kid's hand.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, all right, Jeff, you've got Rory McIlroy winning in a rout this week at Bay Hill. You said we'll when the episode posts, we'll know for sure what happened.
Rory this week, Colin next week.
Colin Morikawa coming back. Well, one more. This is it. The last one. Colin Morikawa, career money list, 2 majors. That's Colin with 2 L's, by the way.
Colin with 2 L's is $18th.
Very good. 20th. Can you guess the obscene amount of money this guy has made?
Colin Morikawa has
not winning for 4 years.
Colin Morikawa has made $49 million.
Damn, that was good. 47. You were within 2 on each. 2 on each. Well done, Jeff. I think you've acquitted yourself well on career money list.
All thanks to that Ricky Fowler 16th.
That really set the tone for you.
It set the tone.
All right, Jeff. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll be seeing more of you as the golf season progresses here.
It was great being here.
All right, done with the previewing. Let's talk about what has happened. What has happened? We'll start with the golf. We're just going to kind of roll all the other sports in here. Players Championship, or not the players. What Arnold? I want the Arnold Palmer. Where's the Arnold Palmer leaderboard? There we go. It pulled up the wrong one. All right, we got Akshay Bhatia. Bhatia wins the playoff over Daniel Berger with a par on the final hole. Akshay, final round 69, off to a slow start throughout the day, was 2 over making the turn, and then found himself the gas pedal. Birdies 10, 11, 12, 13. Kind of takes the step back on 15, but alas, that does not matter when you make eagle after hitting it to 3 feet 6 inches and almost making it on the par 5, 16th. And then 2 good pars to go the rest of the way. There was what hole was it exactly? I was cooking some ham, and he made like a 60-footer. Was that? Yeah, number 11. Number 11. He makes a 57-foot, 11-inch putt. That was really kind of what kickstarted. It was, he'd made the birdie on 10, and then it was like, okay, now we're really going. Berger, not a bad day, honestly. 2 under at the turn, leads by as many as 4. I think 4 throughout the day. Makes a birdie on 12 to kind of match what Akshay's been doing. Then he bogeys 13. He gets a birdie on 16, makes bogey on 17. Has to make a longer putt. I think it was about 18 feet. 13 feet. 13 feet on 18 just to send it into the playoff. So it was a fun day, fun packed day. Rory McIlroy, WDs. Not a good Arnold Palmer for our guy, Mr. Slanovec. He picked Jake Knapp and Rory McIlroy to start the week in our fantasy. Not ideal. Not ideal. That was Jake Knapp WD at the start of the week. Rory McIlroy WD going into Saturday, or was it Yeah, Saturday. But yeah, oofta. Some good showings by some guys you like to see. I mean, I was really rooting for Berger. It'd been 5 years since his last win. A guy who looked like a pretty good young player, gets hit with some back injuries and has surgery, is out for something like 18 to 20 months or something like that. I was really rooting for him. He's been playing some good golf. He opened up with a hell of a 63 on Thursday. Ludwig kind of looks like he's rounding back into form after maybe what would have been an off year. Cam Young keeps knocking on the door, just being around. It feels like it's going to happen for that guy sooner rather than later. Colin Morikawa, another good week. Just definitely playing some better golf than the struggles he'd been going through. Jordan Spieth hooped one, I think. Ricky Fowler, top 10. Russell Henley. Like, this is a nice little leaderboard of guys. Victor Hovland played one of his better tournaments, finishes T13. Scotty Scheffler, one of the weirdest weeks, just birdies, then bogeys, then doubles, then birdies, then another bogey, another double. Just really odd. Just really odd out of Scotty. He goes, I just lost him on the leaderboard. Where the heck did he go? Oh, no. Oh, there he is. 70, 71, 72, 73. And I mean, every day was just birdie, bogey kind of stuff. I mean, 2 under 70 with 4 birdies, 2 bogeys to go with it. Round 2, 1 under, 3 birdies, 2 bogeys. Round 3, this one was weird, nutty, you may say. Goes bogey to start, sandwiches a birdie or in between 2 bogeys, shoots 3 over on the front 9, then rips off 4 in a row and 5 of 6 from 11 to 16, then makes double on 18. And then round 4 today, bogey start on the 3rd hole, and then a couple birdies after that, makes a birdie on 10. Then he doubles 14. Then he birdies 15. Then he bogeys the par 5 16th. Then he birdies 17. Then he doubles 18. Like, it was all over the place. Just completely all over the place. So we got the players this week. We just did all our talking about that. So we'll keep it rolling on. Might as well hit on my Tar Heels here. Kind of the devastating news this week was that Caleb Wilson, out for the year, breaks his right thumb after just getting back to practicing on his broken left hand. Breaks it just in a dunk in warm-up in practice. Done for the year. The Heels, after getting a win, having won 5 of 6 without him, they beat Louisville, who has I was looking at the wrong date here. Beat Clemson early in the week in a tight one. It was a very similar score. It was 77-74 for Louisville, 67-63. The 7 ending kind of took me to the wrong spot. Either way, they beat Clemson, win 5 of 6 since first losing Caleb Williams, and just then they get Duke, and Duke is a good damn team. They're at Cameron. Cameron Crazies are losers. Just want to throw that out there. And they just don't have the horses to run with them. I mean, there was a point they got it back to 47-44 in the second half. After being down 5 at half, which had been as much as 11 at one point, and they kind of fought that back down. And then they fight it all the way back to 44-47 and then give up 16 consecutive points. You can't do that and be successful. Cannot do that and be successful. Just can't happen. Just can't happen. So they are in the double bye portion of the ACC tournament. They are the 4th seed. That was determined before the game on Saturday against Duke. So the 4 seed, they will play Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Oh, ew. And that's going to be closer to 10 probably because Duke plays at 7. If that game goes till 9:15, then, they still need half hour to clear the court, warm-ups, all that stuff. So that stinks. I liked back in the day, they used to do Duke or UNC would be in the early portion. They do a noon and a 2:30 and then a 7 and a 9:30. They always used to split Duke and UNC. One would go early, one would go later. Nope, they're going back-to-back in the evening session. So Carolina plays the winner of Game 7. Game 7 is Clemson versus the winner of Game 3. Game 3 is Virginia Tech versus Wake Forest. That game is Tuesday, the day this pod drops. So the ACC tournament kicks off Tuesday, as do many of the other big conference tournaments around the country. So March Madness begins. This is really like the official beginning of March Madness. A lot of great memories in conference tournaments. You got all the different runs of the teams that need to win. I think of the one that pumps my head is Jerry McNamara, just willing Syracuse, winning 4 straight games in the Big East Championship that one year to get them into the tournament. I think that was the Jim Boeheim year. We wouldn't have won one fucking game without Jerry McNamara this year. Just willed that team as far as he could and got him through the Big East tournament, got him into the big dance. I think they lost in the first round afterwards, but whatever. And he was just making the stupidest shots. I think he made a running floater-ish shot from just inside the 3-point line as a game winner once that year. I could be adding that to something else, but he definitely made that shot, and I think it was in that one. So anyway, we'll keep it going. The Flyers just hanging around, making it, just a tease, just teasing you to have a little bit of hope. 8 points back of the Islanders, probably can't track them down in the division. But 7 points back of the Bruins. The Bruins have a game advantage on them. Again, probably can't track that down, but they've got the Blue Jackets and the Senators 4 and 2 points ahead of them. But again, it's just there's just this little bit of hope. Go 2-1 this past week. Win both of their games that they win in shootouts. Trevor Zegras remains incredible in those. Had just another filthy goal against the Penguins. Penguins apparently not good in the shootouts. Not good. So Rangers tonight here. That's any minute now. The Rangers game will be coming on. So Rangers tonight. Rangers bottom of the barrel in the Metro division. So you got to go get that one. The Caps in a little worse spot than the Flyers. The same point, 69, but the Caps have played a couple more games. 20 games left for the Flyers. They're going to have to win close to 15 of them. You would have to think. Definitely got to get points in 15 of them, just doing dumb math here. Then the Minnesota Wild that is Thursday. And then the Blue Jackets. Again, the Blue Jackets, a team just kind of out in front of the Flyers, hoping for their own shot at the wild card or the last spot in the division. So got to go get them. And then the Minnesota Wild, a pretty solid bunch out there in the Western Conference. So a lot of games this week. Definitely some winnable ones. Wild are going to be tough, but you got to think you got to be coming out of that 3-1 to have any chance to keep this train rolling. Like I said, about a month left. We're going to April 14th is the final regular season game. Again, Flyers play 3 of these games at home. Gotta cash in while you can. The NFL free agency has started as well. Mike Evans, big contract over with San Francisco. Kenneth Walker III heading to Kansas City. Travis Etienne down to the Saints. On the Packers front, the Rashawn Gary thing is weird. He kind of makes a post indicating he's going to be out of Green Bay, then comes back and he's like, no, it's been hacked. Next thing you know, the Packers are traded Colby Wooden for Keir Franklin out of Indianapolis, a linebacker, a little older. I think he led the league in tackles, but graded really poorly in PFF. So interesting combination there. They end up then trading Rashawn Gary to the Dallas Cowboys and are getting what they're calling a third-day pick from, it might have gotten shirt up throughout the day, I don't know, a third-round pick from the Cowboys for 2027, 4th, 5th, 6th rounder. I can't believe it'd be a 7th. But, I mean, Gary was a guy who was getting cut, so if you can get anything for him, you get it. And the Cowboys were probably looking at it like, hey, we'll get a guy who we don't have to get into a bidding war in in the free agency market for a late round pick. But I mean, I'm sorry to say, like, I had high hopes for Rashawn Gary this year, but like, God, good riddance. I really, like, I don't mean that meanly, but like, did not record a sack over the final 9 games. Was it 9 games, something like that? I mean, the regular season loss to the Bears, he didn't have a tackle for loss, a sack. Like, he got blocked. Was that no? He got blocked downfield by a wide receiver against the Ravens. Like, just not good. Enigbari is also gone, and I believe I saw. I'll just do a quick search here. I believe I saw Elton Jenkins was gone as well. So the D line is going to get completely remade, and some changes definitely coming for the Packers this year. Yeah, they're releasing Jenkins. That they restructured Sean Meyer. Looks like he's probably going to be the center going forward this year. Yeah, so an interesting first day in free agency here. So, World Baseball Classic. USA's won the first 2 games against some, not the toughest competition. They got Mexico tonight here in about an hour and a half. So I've enjoyed throwing the baseball on. It's nice to watch. Love rooting for USA. So, I forgot to mention this. Luke Donald running it back as Ryder Cup captain. They said, 2 is good. Why not do 3? I mean, why not? Why not? All right, let's keep this thing rolling. Time for some passing thoughts. These probably should have been done before, but, this is what passing thoughts are for. I get to the end, and I was like, hey, I've remembered something because I have the memory of a chickapee. I don't know if that's a thing you can have a memory of, but long-term dumb stuff I can remember. The roommate one time got I think her parents gave her the, like, hey, you were born in 1994. Like, here's what was going on. She's like, can you do the sports teams thing? I was like, oh, yeah. Like, hit me. Fire it at me. And I nailed it. It's like college basketball. I believe that was Arkansas. NFL, I think, was the Cowboys. MLB, there was no MLB. Like, I was really good. I did very well at it. I'm struggling on it now because I hope those are right. They might not be, but so I have that coming. But then, like, short-term stuff, like, the roommate will tell me in the morning, like, hey, will you, take just the other day we were doing Sloppy Joe's, and she's like, hey, can you go get buns and take the ground beef out of the chest freezer? I was like, yeah, I got that. No problem. That was a problem. I got, like, busy with work and totally forgot to go get the ground beef out of the chest freezer and thaw it out. So that's why, in a roundabout, to get back on topic, that's why we have passing thoughts, to catch all my dumb thoughts that I can't get out most of the other times. So here's what I was going to say. I saw, and I haven't verified this one bit, but it makes sense, that in the SEC, in the men's basketball division SEC, there is one single senior who's been, 4 or 5, whatever you want to call it now, who's been with the same team the entire time. One of them. One single guy. Uno. Un. Is un? Uno is for sure Spanish for one. One guy. I don't know his name. I don't know what team he plays for. I think that was said in the video I saw. And again, this may not be true. But that's what I saw. And it makes sense, which it's a wild thing. Wild thing. Oh, as I'm doing this, I forgot 2 names to talk about for NFL free agency. Tua is going to the Falcons, and Malik Willis, former Packers quarterback, cashes in very well off of 4 or 5 appearances over 2 years. 20-some million a year, 45. I think it's 67 total and 45 guaranteed, or 60-ish. Yeah, I think 67 total contract, but 45 guaranteed. So over 3 years to head down to Miami. And then, like I said, Tua going to the Falcons as he was let go himself. So I'm rooting for Malik Willis. I like them He played very well for the Packers. Hope he succeeds down there. Jeff Hafley down there, little Green Bay South, if you will. All Green Bay South. All right. I saw a highlight package of Dominique Wilkins. It was all dunks. That's what most highlight packages are, unless you're like Steph Curry. And it got me to thinking. I'm not positive, and I have to have at some point in my life, but I don't have a good recollection. Like, I could not tell you what it looks like. I don't know that I've ever seen Dominique Williams shoot a basketball. Again, I'm sure I've had to. It's been a long time, but I'm sure I've had to at some point. Like, I remember this old MJ video I had at my house on VHS. He's like, oh yeah, and I remember like the whole concept was some of my most fun matchups are with Dominique Wilkins. And I'm sure most of that was showing them dunks, but like two scorers, like going out there scoring a lot of points. And he's like, but then some of my fiercest matchups were with the Pistons and Joe Dumars and Isaiah Thomas and Dennis. And that's like the juxtaposition I remember. So I'm sure at some point he had to shoot it in that highlight package, but like I could not tell you like what his shot looks like. Does it come from over here? Does it come from over here? Is it a little lower? Is it a little high? Like, no idea. I don't know that I definitely cannot remember seeing Dominique Wilkins shoot a basketball. Zero recollection of it. Zero. I think I said this last week. I'm going to say it again because I've been so pleasantly surprised. I have enjoyed the Scrubs reboot. Really enjoyed it. Spoiler alert, but here, if you've watched it, you've probably watched it already, and it happens in the first episode, so you're not getting anything. They broke up JD and oh my god, Elliot. They broke up JD and Elliot, but like whatever. They always have to do that stuff when they reboot stuff. But I went in with such low expectations that it just had to do so little for me to be like, it was okay, and it succeeded them. So I'm like, man, I'm really enjoying this. It feels like Scrubs. They're still focusing on the people that if you watch Scrubs, the JDs, the Elliots, the Turks, the Carlas, that if you watch Scrubs, you're like, that's who I watch Scrubs for. Like that were the people that I got to know as the characters. So they're still focused on that and doing the thing you have to do when you do this is like bring in some new characters and like make them a part of the show, but they're not just like, hey, here's your 2 minutes of your old characters and the rest is all new and we're calling it the same show, but it's really not, but we're just preying on you and hoping you're going to turn in for 2 minutes of nostalgia. Like you get the nostalgia, but like mixed into the new world and everything. So again, I think I said it last week, but I've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. Something else I've really enjoyed. So last week I talked about WWE doing AJ Styles' retirement video to Creed and Higher. I was like, we are back, baby. We are so back. And the reason I said that was the greatest WWE promos ever are probably like, I think 1 and 1A are Stone Cold The Rock, WrestleMania 17 promo to Limp Bizkit My Way. And the WWE My Sacrifice video to Creed My Sacrifice. I think it was the WWE Desire. And there's the famous thing of Jim Ross, like for the 877th time, Creed. But it's 1 and 1A in those two videos being the greatest promo videos ever. And WWE re-released it. You know, you could always see it out on the internet, but they re-released it, the full thing. Even He Who Shall Not Be Named was in it. And it's epic. It's such an epic video. And I watched it like 4 or 5 times the day that everyone was posting it all over. I mean, it made me like, because of that video, I went out and like requested the Creed CD for Christmas that year. Like me and like 3 or 4 of my friends. Garrett Sims for sure. We requested the Creed CD for Christmas and both got it. Strictly because of that video. And that video was like right at the time I started getting into wrestling. I started watching like wrestling legit and pretty religiously in April of 2000 and watched it pretty every week through like 2002. Definitely through like the NWO return and like the Hogan stuff and Triple H return. I think it started fading out in like the 03-ish after Rock and Austin had left. And, it's getting a little too cool for school, 12, 13, like, can't watch wrestling. That was back like 2-3 years later in high school. I was like, what do you mean you can't watch wrestling? Wrestling rules. And that video rules. God, it was awesome. I showed it to the roommate, and I think she thought it was going to be like a 30-second video. And then she realized how long it kept going. And about 10, 15 seconds in it, she looked at me with a disgusted look on her face and goes, do I have to watch all of this? And I was like, you don't have to, but if you loved me, you would. God, she hated it. It's just, where are all the... That video, and they're like grading things. It was perfect. Perfect. To the last minute details. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. Just absolutely awesome. I'm going to do one thing that's not awesome, then we'll finish with one thing that's awesome. There are two kinds of grocery carts at most stores, people. Your little one, they're usually the double decker, and then you got your big traditional grocery cart. We've been over that. If you can't put your grocery cart away, you're an asshole. The grocery cart test is the simplest test to determine in life if you're an asshole or if you're at least possibly have the ability to be a decent person. If you can't put it away, you're an absolute asshole, and the rest of your life, I guarantee you're an asshole too. This is close. It's not quite the same because you're getting it out of the way, and maybe this is my little bit of, I don't want to call it OCD. I just like things a certain way. They don't go into each other well. So then they back up and they take up too much space and then they're loose. The big ones go into the big ones. The little ones go into the little ones. Put them in the correct spots for the love of God. For the love of God. Just do it right. Do it right. I told you I was going to end with a good thing. This is my new thing on Passing Thoughts. We're ending with the positives. I don't know when the last time I just played Freebird. Just in its entirety, all 9 glorious minutes of it. But I did that this weekend. I'd seen enough, videos over the last couple of weeks of Freebird. I just played it. I was watching the Carolina game. They were starting to get blown out. Or maybe it was in the first half when I thought they didn't have any chance. And I kind of had a moment. And the roommate and I were playing some cards, and I was like, you know what I want to hear? And I was kind of flipping through a video when she was dealing, and it hit Freebird. I was like, I just want to listen to Freebird. 9 minutes of just glory. It was fantastic. Play Freebird. Let's go shut this thing down. What do you say? Closing time, everybody. As always, thank you so much. Thank you to Jeff Slanovec for coming on. Appreciate everybody watching and listening. Appreciate producer Kevy for helping get it started down the video path. So thank you to everybody. Hope you're still enjoying it. I'm still liking to do this. So hopefully it comes through the screen or your ear AirPods or through your car speaker that you enjoy it too. We're back next week. Players Championship recap. And we got to pick every single college basketball game, ladies and gentlemen. Every gosh darn one of them. And, hopefully we get a couple guests on that will assist us in that always wonderful, epic challenge for Mark. So we'll be back next week, bigger and better than ever. And don't forget to check out my guy, MJ, over on the Full Range Pod and in the merch shop. You can find him there. Link in the show notes below. Till then, peace.